high for you the other day. Just talk about what was going right for you out there, and what's been the locker room feel afterwards.
Well, afterwards, obviously, I wasn't too happy we lost. Unfortunately, you know, but it felt good. I got out to a good start, obviously, and I was kind of canning the shots early and getting the opportunities early there. So, obviously, when you get out to a good start like that, you just kind of want to keep it going. But it could have been any one of us that day. Guys like Dylan, Mariano, DeJoe, they all seem to have great days. It just might have been my day last Saturday. But it was obviously a good feeling during the game. But losing obviously wasn't really the outcome we wanted as a team. So.
Well, I know the 2 overtime losses. I mean, obviously that's tough. What have you guys taken from that, and how can you kind of build off it? I know it's obviously negative, but what can you build off it to make it into a positive moving forward, especially against 2 very tough teams? It's not like these are.
Yeah. It's tough, obviously, losing both those games on the road. In overtime, you travel down there and you do all the preparing all week for it. But I think we've learned. We got to have good third quarters. We need to come out hard in the second half and. We were obviously up to a lead in both games, so I think just maintaining that lead and kind of keeping our foot on the gas pedal and not saying, all right, let's slow down and, let's eat some clock here. I think just kind of continuing to grind and continuing to do what we're doing without even thinking about the score.
Like you just said, I mean, anyone can have a day like you had the other day. What does that say about the balance of this team and the scoring potential you guys have when it can come from so many different guys out there?
Yeah, I mean, we work well as a team. Obviously we feed off each other as a team. We don't really put the workload on one guy, like Dylan or whatever. But, we move the ball well, we work together well. So I think, it was kind of just like one of those days where I had the hot hand and guys were kind of feeding into it. And, it could be, anyone else. I think we all are capable of doing that, and I think hopefully this weekend maybe someone else will step up.
How excited are you guys just to be back at the Dome, especially after how the road trip is gone, just being back here after a couple of weeks?
Yeah, being on the roads, it's a grind, obviously, traveling and sleeping in the hotels and getting up early and doing all that, practicing other places. So it's going to be nice to be home, especially for a team like Notre Dame coming up here. They might not be as comfortable in the Dome as we are, obviously. So hopefully that gives us a little bit of advantage, going into Saturday.
And then you guys have that big game where it's the Centennial, celebration. What are you guys expecting in terms of how many people are going to be out there supporting and just seeing all the, the historic figures that have come through this program? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be a pretty packed game, There's an alumni, I think the ceremony's on Friday. I think we're going to actually for a little bit. So it'll be cool. I think a lot of guys are actually a little bit more motivated to kind of put on a good show for them and, kind of get them to understand that the program's in good hands. And, just because we lost those 2 games doesn't mean things are going downhill for us. So that'll be exciting, and it's always fun, obviously, to play in front of a big crowd and back home in the Dome.